So you guys have made the front of your sculpture and you've taken the time to score and slip and put any additions. As you can see, I got my little creature guy from my drawing right there. I really took my time to put the spray paint, put a tongue, give him a pencil, give him some fingers and all that jazz. And I'm going to put the extras on, paint them up really nice. I am also taking the time to clean up the back and make sure the back is all nice and neat. So the next thing you want to do after you have completely worked on your sculpture is you are going to have some extra clay left over. All right, so you're going to take your clay and, like I have already done, you're going to try to like pound it all together with your hands, kind of squish it, and you should be able to make a block. If you are having trouble squishing the clay together with your hands, you can actually pound it against the table or against kind of a canvas board if you've got something at home. But the idea is you are going to try to now make a base for your project. So in my case, give me a second here, and I am going to try to get this as flat as I can by hand. All right, now I have really taken the time to try to get this as best as I can into a somewhat flat state. And I'm gonna lift up my camera here a second so you can see. I've tried to get it as flat as I can, and I've tried to get it thin and even as best as I can with my hand. Now I can't go any further with my hand, so I'm going to pull out a rolling pin, and you guys may have seen this from the first video where we tried to make our block the same size. So I want to roll this out. Now, don't roll it out crazy thin, but I am going to take the time to kind of roll it out in both directions. So I'm going to take it one way, and I'm going to try to roll it out the other direction. I want to try to keep even pressure on it. This is a trick. Even pressure over the whole thing. All right. And I would say you're trying to get it a little bit skinnier than your finger, maybe about the width of a pencil. So if you happen to have a pencil sitting at home, you can take a pencil and sit it next to your project. And if your clay is about as thin as a pencil, then you are doing pretty good as far as the thickness of the base of your sculpture. So you're trying to get to the base. Here you go. Now, everyone's base is going to be different. Some people will want to cut out a circle in their base because maybe they're having a basketball theme. Some people have cut out in the shape of a country. Some people have cut out a seashell, a road, whatever the case may be. The base is completely up to you. Here is what you need to have for a base. One, your base should be fairly even and thin. Again, about the width of a pencil that you are using as a measurement. Number two, your sculpture needs to be able to fit on it because obviously you are going to put your sculpture onto the base. So you have to have some room in order to put your sculpture. You don't want it crazy big so it overpowers your sculpture. You don't want it like nuts wide. You want it this like big enough so that is barely fitting your sculpture. You got a little bit of overhang on both sides, and that it is the shape that you want, if you wanted a heart or a basketball or otherwise. Now, in my case, it is pretty easy. I am going to take a ruler. All right. I just want mine to be square. I want my focus to be on my sculpture itself, and I don't want anything else crazy. So I am just going to take a simple knife tool, and I'm going to cut a simple little square, I'm sorry, rectangle, because it has longer sides and edges. So I'm going to cut this. Does my sculpture still fit? Yes, my sculpture still fits. So now you are going to need to score and slip again. So here we are back to scoring and slipping. So you're going to need to take a sharp tool, and you're going to need to score up all the bits of the bottom that touch the sculpture to the base. And then I would push it just a little bit to make an impression. And then you're going to need to score up all the areas where your sculpture sits and hits there. Remember, slipping is making up some extra clay into a paste that looks like peanut butter. All right. And that was the bell, so I better hurry up with this video. So there's some scoring and slipping to the paste, and then you're going to stick your sculpture down to the base so it sticks. All right, and I will try to carefully turn this over to the side so you guys can see it. Let's all give it a 1, 2, 3. You do not do this at home, but I just want to show you from the side kind of how it would look. There we go. And again, yours should be nice and stuck down. I'm gonna put mine back down so I don't mess it up.